U.S. residents say that they are feeling the symptoms now after that toxic train wreck, and the EPA is apparently listening. The agency telling Norfolk Southern it must conduct all necessary actions to clean up East Palestine, Ohio now. And if the company fails to complete any actions that the EPA deems necessary, well, the agency says it will step in and force the company's hand, seeking to compel Norfolk Southern to pay for cleanup anyway, but at triple the cost. Well, today, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine and also EPA Administrator Michael Regan visited the residents there of the town, trying to reassure them that the water is safe to drink. So they took a sip.
We don't mind proving to you that we believe the water's safe.
Okay.
Here's to Caroline.
I appreciate that.
Here's to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Awesome.
That's good. That's really cold coming from the tap.
Well, our next guest is a business owner and a resident of East Palestine with a farm that has a well, natural spring, and 2 ponds. Perfect person to talk to. Melissa Smith is joining me now. So, Melissa, as a resident there, did that moment that you just watched once again make you feel any better?
Well, I mean, I'm going to be quite honest. It made me feel a little uneasy because while the drinking water in the immediate vicinity of our downtown might be safe, there are a lot of us that are on other aquifers or we're using wells that haven't been tested yet. And so we have not heard from anyone about testing, which we thought we would have by now, and we've resorted to do our own independent testing.
So have you received any results from that? And I would love to just lay out what you said, because you make a really good point. You've got a well, you have a natural spring, and you have 2 ponds. So tell me what you have tested so far, if you have received any of those results yet.
Over the weekend, we gathered samples from the spring that feeds our house. Our home is over 200 years old, so it's still being fed by a natural spring. We have a well at the barn that the cattle drink from, and we have ponds. So we drew samples from all 3 of those. We picked the pond that seemed the most obvious, that would have gotten runoff or possibly might have been affected the most, and we went with that. And we dropped those off at the lab yesterday, and we're hoping to have results within a week or so.
All right, well, first of all, I want to make sure you join us then in a week, okay? I want to just get you on record here. I want to hear what your results show, okay? Because that will help us, you know. It
would help everyone, yeah.
Yes, agree. Okay,
I agree.
So let's definitely follow up on that. In the meantime, I'm taking notes here. So your well is what your cattle drinks from. Tell me how your cattle is doing. Anybody sick? Anybody not feeling well? Anybody feeling lethargic? Update me there.
I mean, I'll be honest, our cattle seem fine.
Okay.
What our main concerns are down the road, because a lot of times when something happens, you don't immediately always see things that may be wrong immediately.
For a while.
So I think what happens is that, for a while you have to monitor things. And so we have a plan to, keep a close watchful eye on the cattle, of course. And we do plan to reach out to a veterinarian, and we've been in contact with the Soil and Water Conservation Department at the county level, asking for advice as to future testing for soil and for plant tissue for the alfalfa fields. So there's a lot moving forward that will have to be tested, and I'm assuming will have to be retested repeatedly so that we can ensure that we have safety out there.
Wow, you have a lot going on, even alfalfa fields. Holy cow. Okay, we definitely need to stay in touch with you because you've covered it all. With regard to the ponds, any fish or anything, what do you use your ponds for?
We don't typically have a lot of fish in our ponds. It's a lot of frogs and turtles, to be honest. There may be a few little fish in there, but we've checked. There's 3 ponds on the property that we walked them. and we didn't see evidence of anything out of the ordinary. And I'll be honest, over the last week or so, we saw the return of the deer and the turkey, and geese are back at the ponds, which is a good sign. But again, we have a lot of history of mining in the area. There are undermines that lead clear out to the railroad. So we just want some assurance that somebody's looking into the contamination level and how that is impacting possibilities of reaching some of those deep mines. And there's water that travels through them. So there's just a lot to unpack there. And I'm not an expert in that field, and I'm hoping there's someone that is looking into that. So I mean, my dad he's retired and he still lives on the farm, and he has a home there as well. He has a well, and he's not been tested. So we are just kind of trying to take things in our own hands for now until someone comes and, helps us answer those questions. But we're not alone. There are a lot of people who are still reaching out through social media saying they've not been tested, or they've got lack of confidence, or we're just not seeing results of the well testing coming in quickly enough. So that's another issue.
Well, my guess is then that when you attend this meeting later this afternoon with the CEO of Norfolk Southern, who's been in town offering to reimburse people for expenses, what do you have to say? What are you going to tell him what you need? Because quite frankly, he should be paying for all this testing that you're doing.
Well, and that's correct. And honestly, a lot of these tests are going to be out of pocket. And my first concern is, honestly, I worry for the people who live immediately along the tracks and the people who fought the fires. I mean, I don't know if anybody's even talking about those people that were there fighting the emergency and their health. I worry for them. But I think that there's a lot for him to answer for, and I'm sure he's going to be hit with it left and right. But until we start getting some concrete answers and some test results coming back for the surrounding areas along the creek and the river, for people's well water, and I feel like there's a lot there to be answered.
Well, we are going to stay in close touch with you, Melissa. Please let us all know, our producers know, when you get those test results back. Also, let us know how it goes tonight, and if you got any clear answers from Norfolk Southern, please. Melissa Smith, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.